He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness.
Thanks for joining me today. Welcome to Your Home, Your Happy Place. My name's Debbie, and we're going to do some more Christmas today. I am so excited. This is going to be probably one of my most favorite rooms I'm doing this Christmas. And it's going to be more than one video because it is the piano room, a tablescape in my dining room, and the mantle. Oh, and then there'll be a tree, which that's not fluffed out yet. But so we are going to hopefully today, we're going to do the piano area and a dining room table. And it is going to be so fun. I can't wait to share the inspiration, how this whole room flowed accidentally, no planning. One of my most favorite ways to decorate if you've got the time. So if you are new, I hope you consider subscribing. It's free. And for the rest of you guys, thanks again. I just appreciate your comments and I hope you enjoy. Let's decorate. So I have a lot of new subscribers, so I definitely am going to show you a little bit. This is a little out pouch, would have been a turret. The original plans called for a circle, you know, a rounded area, and our builder would tell us how that's a little spendy, and honestly, I love it this way. I truly think, I mean, it affects the porch, it affects so much, but I just love how it turned out. So this is, we do not have a living room in this house, and this opens up into the dining room. So I'll step back over here so you can see, I'm not gonna show you all the room because part of it's also partially decorated. We've had this piano for years and years and years. I really didn't want to get rid of it. But truly, it didn't need a whole living room, and this floor plan had no living room, and yet it had what they called the music room, which was perfect size for a baby grand. So I love it, and honestly, if somebody could play the piano, what the perfect spot to sit after you've had your dinner and dessert, and somebody who's capable, or somebody that you hire is over here, you know, playing songs that you can sing to, or just enjoy the ambiance. I just think this is the perfect place for the piano. Once I put the camera down, you'll be able to see this the way it's supposed to be, but this is Joy to the World, and it's just a big sign I picked up last year at Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure they still have it again this year. And I just had it inconspicuously up above a door on the way to the deck. And if you're new and this is your first time here, you don't know, I am doing hymns and carols of Christmas as my theme. So every room is going to reference music in some way. And I kept looking for a place to bring my navy. And I am not sure. This almost comes across as navy, but it could be black. I don't know. But it's huge. And I was in a hurry. As I was undoing bins this year, I would just go to a room and pop stuff down. Didn't mean it was staying there, but I really was trying to get a head start. And this is before I even knew I was going to be sick for a week. I was going to be babysitting for a week. I was going to be out of town for a week. So I'm losing 3 weeks, and I'm trying so hard to get things done. And so I just haphazardly put this here. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's kind of cool. So I thought, well, it's certainly not staying there, but But I eventually grabbed a larger plate holder or display stand and popped it back here. Still thinking, it's not staying. It's just really striking. I mean, who thinks these things up? It's an accident, right? I love it when these kind of things happen. You toss something somewhere and you're like, that's really cool. Or you drop something together and you go, wow, I wouldn't have thought of that. Sometimes we work ourselves up trying to plan things when things can just happen and they just started. So this is my inspiration for the room. Joy to the world. What a wonderful song to be in this room where we're going to have family meals over the holidays. I am very excited, not to mention, my goodness, tickle those ivories with a little bit of joy to the world. I love it. So I'm going to keep this very simple. I'm going to play off of the white here. This part I'll say didn't start by itself. I had something else over here. I don't know what it was because I move things all the time. But I've had these for years. You see them all the time. I also have a set in red. And originally I had them here. And then just the other day I'm like, no, they're going to go up here. And you'll see why in a minute. So let's get the other one. So these are from HOMEGOODS years ago. And I mean, you can always find absolutely gorgeous things. And every year I forget what they're called. And every year you guys tell me again. I think I want to call them amaranths, but that's not right. But you know what they are. I love how that frames the joy to the world. It pulls out the green, it pulls out the white, and that's still the center. Does not detract. Another thing that I'm really feeling like I should have a lot in the house this year are angels. When you think of a lot of the songs, they talk about the angels appeared to the shepherds at night, or the angel comes to Mary. I mean, there's so many times that we will hear about the angel singing glory to God in the highest and peace on earth, goodwill to men. So a lot of the songs talk about angels. I can't really remember offhand all the lyrics to Joy to the World, but these were new this year from HOMEGOODS, and they are, I guess they're wood. They look like wood. They feel heavy, so I'm going to assume they're wood, just carved, and so I got a pair. Now, you guys, that's it. Knowing when you've done it and stopping is part of the art of decorating. Yes, I can put some piano music here, but I'm not going to do that until I'm ready to play, because that would detract from my joy to the world. This is stunning. And while it's a beautiful spot unto itself, it's also not going to take away from my tree over here. My tree will also be a star. Again, when it came to the table, I don't know that I really had a plan. I think I put out a couple of runners and I grabbed some plates that were gold rimmed, white gold rimmed, thinking I just knew I didn't want to do what I did the year before. And I was still thinking, can I pop some navy in here somehow? I really did look a long time for some navy salad plates that had Christmas in them, because sometimes you can find
Christmas navy things. And I was thinking about the song, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, when I think about the navy. But by that time, I've already got Joy to the World. So it doesn't even matter. But I did want to bring in my navy. And in the end, I couldn't find plates. And so we'll see how this evolved. I ended up selecting this table runner, which is, it's almost like it's been dipped. And I love this beautiful, the way it's edged, not perfectly. I just love it. So I'm sure this was a find at either HomeGoods or TJ Maxx. I personally find that placemats tend to lend a little bit more of a casual feel to a table, especially in a dining room. Doesn't mean I don't do it often. I don't always want my dining room table to be a super formal look. And a lot of people will go ahead and just put a beautiful tablecloth down. I may have done that in the past year once, but this year I was just, let's get it out there. So I found these in my stash. I use them all the time. They are a Pier 1, but I do think I find these on Amazon. So I'll try and link them below. They're plastic, but they're a very heavy plastic and they look like wood. These also give off almost the same feeling as the edging. I don't know how to explain it. They're not a perfect, like, glossy look. They have almost like somebody's gone over them with a stain or something and wiped it off. And it just really reflects the same feeling that I get from that table runner. Next, I'm doing just a plain white plate that has a gold rim on it. I'm sure you can find a lot of options. I have a lot of Pier 1, you guys. You're going to find this is probably one of the most simplest tablescapes I have ever done, and yet it's one of my most favorite. So I did not find navy plates of any kind. In the meantime, I had ordered some navy cloth napkins, which I've already pre-folded from Amazon. Yeah, I'm going to do the simple, I'm going to wrap it at the top, but I'm going to let the bottom drape out. So I really struggled with the plates, and truth is I actually owned a Christmas salad plate, whole set actually, that has navy in it, and quite a bit of navy. I just didn't want to go in that direction, and I will show you. I wanted to keep it a solid. It was maybe the hint of Christmas on it, but I don't know. I just had this in my mind. So I'm going to show you this one, and I did put it down for a little bit. I don't think I've used a cardinal one in the past, but it's a square plate that's all red and green. So this is absolutely beautiful, and I will show you. So it's absolutely lovely. I mean, the plate background is creamy while this is white, but that would not have kept me from doing it. It's just not the direction I was feeling. And I mean, it really can go perfectly wonderfully with that, but you know when you know that it's not what you're feeling. So we're taking it away. Next, I had ordered some plates. I've already shown them to you. They were gold stainless, and they just solid. They just didn't do it. I just didn't care for that. So then the next thing, I'm at HOMEGOODS and I find something perfect. There's 4. Then I find another one. Oh, that one's perfect. There's 4. So the one I was avoiding had more than enough, especially for this table setting. I think I probably picked up either 10 or 12. And I'm so glad I ended up being forced to get them because I do really love it. It might be hard to tell. There, I think you can tell. It's got almost this hammered look inside of the plate there, but it is beautiful china, and it has a rope edging, but it's not perfect. See how it goes up and down? It's really a stunning choice. And I think you'll see when I put it down here that it leaves me with this super simple, elegant setting and a spot here to do something, whether I want to do some kind of accent piece, which is what I am going to do, but I have so many accent pieces. So it's going to be fun to see what ends up there. So let's pop these plates out. Now I'm just going to show you a couple of options. I'm not going to do this, but because I have this beautifully simple but elegant backdrop, I can take this plate that I picked up at an antique store, and sorry, there we go. The lights are reflecting. That is absolutely stunning. Or using the smaller appetite plate that I was showing you earlier, if I did something like this, I would have put in a red napkin or a green one. But again, you could do that, or you could even take the little gold plates that I bought for this. They are about the same size. They are solid stainless, and just pop gold on top of that, and then put like a pine cone or something on. I mean, there are so many ways to keep on layering and making this so beautiful when you start with a very simple backdrop. Okay, next I'm going to put out my flatware. This is gold flatware. I can link, I'll link a couple of them below. I don't know where I got these. I know I've inherited one set from my mother. This looks like a very inexpensive set. And I picked up my very first set on QVC back in 40 years ago. So they'll last forever, you guys. And it's just nice to have the option to change things out. There's nothing wrong with putting out a silver and mixing your silver and gold, nothing at all. But it is fun when you can just play up something. And that's what I'm trying to do in here, is you're starting to see a gold and white theme is coming out. I suppose this doesn't need to be said, but I'll do it just for the sake of maybe someone who's never set a table more formally before. Your knife should always have the flat side towards your spoon. And then how you place these here, they'll all have a little neck on them. See these little collars, I call them? Just line that up. And then it's not, you know, some people may think, oh, you line up the bottom. But if you line that up, they're exactly where they need to be. And of course, the larger fork is inside because this is typically going to be your salad fork. If you have a dessert fork or spoon, it goes at the top of your plate, up here, like so. So I'm going to not do this, but do that. I wanted to bring more navy in, but I only had 4 of those gorgeous navy goblets, so I did have to shop around, and these are from Amazon. They're not as tall as I would have liked, but they're a wine goblet, and I believe there were 6 in the set that I ordered. So they may have come in red as well. I mean, you know, you can find, sometimes you can find stuff like that at HOMEGOODS and occasionally at TJ Maxx, but I was not able to. If I was setting a super formal table, I would have definitely a water glass, or if I'm actually going to have a party in here with this table setting, I would have a water glass. And I may have bought a blue one, but I have no problem adding crystal with that. Absolutely no problem at all. So do what makes you happy, you guys. All right, we're getting to the fun part, the part that doesn't really matter, the centerpiece, if I'm going to do something on the plate, etc. Well, I'm going to show you something I'm not doing, but it's a good idea, so I'm just going to give it to you. I was at, where was I? I was at Hobby Lobby, and I started looking at picks. I don't know a thing about, I don't keep picks. I'm just starting to experiment, I'd say. And so I found some, I mean, it's just a ton of picks. So I started, I don't know which of these got my eye. I kind of think it was this one. That is gorgeous. But I also saw some navy and I thought, okay, or cobalt blue, I'm not really sure. So these are velvet balls. I don't know what they're supposed to represent. And then this sparkly berry that is almost, well, it's goldish bronze. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna layer this together like so. And then I was gonna wrap ribbon or something around it. And I don't know, maybe I was gonna turn it into a napkin ring. I don't know. I hadn't gotten that far in my thought process. So there it is. So I'm gonna show you what it would have looked like even if I just wrapped it up and set it here. Isn't that beautiful? It's also something I suppose you could put on the back of your chair. I could have used it, built up a beautiful centerpiece. In the end, I'm not using it here. Most of it will be in the room. I don't know about these yet. I'm playing with it still. But in that moment when I was just, you know, unpacking things, it's like, okay, these look great. Let me toss them on here. So after all of that and having all this, you know, fun idea, I went with something I already had but had never used. Okay, so it's silver. but it's not, you know, it's sparkly, and I just feel like it's beautiful. You know what, you guys? I've never used them. I don't know how long I've had them, but they're from Walmart. They were $2.48. So, but yeah, you know, you could make something like this in a heartbeat. But I'm just gonna add these. I do need to cut off the tags, but I'm gonna add them to my plates.
All right, we're waiting for the pièce de résistance or my centerpiece. Again, probably the most simplest tablescape ever, and yet it's one of my most favorite. Here we go. HOMEGOODS really caught my eye with their trees this year. This one, I mean, look at it's almost like a lace detail in there. And as you can see, all the different colors that are picked up, it's gold, but it's reflecting every color of the rainbow. And it was not expensive. It is just a comb. $12.99, you guys. Gorgeous. Look at the detail. And it's not a shedder. So I popped that in the center. And then there was this one. I was so taken by it. This looks to have a little bit of shell in it. Now I could be wrong, but it reminds me a lot of some of the lamps and things that I have. Right now, the name of the shell escapes me, but I know you guys will tell me what it is. So you know, if you've been with me, that I'm absolutely drawn to coastal. And while this doesn't say coastal at all, it would be very at home. In a coastal setting, even as I look at the star on the top, it could totally be like a starfish. Maybe it's even made to look like one. I don't know. But I love it. And I bought one of them. Oh my gosh. A week later, I went back to the same HOMEGOODS, and thankfully it was there. And I think it was there because the star was a little messed up. And you know what? I just moved it. And it was because I had like 3 or 4 different trees here, and it just wasn't working for me. Now, I'm not going to leave, you guys, you know, I say this all the time. I would not leave that on there blocking the view of people. I might be able to push it and make it work, but people on the 2 far ends wouldn't be able to see each other through the trees. Last, I said I really wanted the angels. You know, I just love it, the angels, the trumpet sounding. I just fell in love with these. They have sparkle on them. But they're wood. I think they're wood. Yeah. And these are from Walmart this year. Look at that. They were $12.99, I think. 10. They were $10.99, and they're just so pretty. All right, and last is the back of the chair. Right now, I don't have what I need to attach these, but I'm going to just show them to you. So again, these are from Hobby Lobby, and just got them this year. They're beautiful bows. Let's see, how much were they? So if they say $6.99, that means they were $3.50 each. And I ordered some gold cord thin gold cord that you would use like to wrap presents. And I'm going to be putting that through the back and tying it through here. So for now, I have just taped them up, and fortunately the little string is very hard to see. So it looks pretty much like it's floating. And that will do the table for me. It's a beautiful display of gold and creamy white with just a splash of blue. And to me, it really does say in the most simplest way, joy to the world.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy.
I love this table. I love how simple it is. Sometimes simplicity has such a strong impact, and there's some busyness and there's some extravagance in those two trees, and the same can be said for the little edging on the gold plates. Overall, keeping it almost monochromatic, but with a metallic flair, it really, really has a punch. Now, I quickly want to tell you, this table could be so easily reproduced for very little money. I think that you could probably find a white gold-rimmed plate at just about any discount store, even perhaps a dollar store. And now maybe you wouldn't get as fancy of a salad plate, but you might be able to buy an entire set. And the napkins, you could make your own napkins if you really wanted to be budget friendly, because I imagine a yard of fabric at what, $3 a yard maybe, could make you a beautiful set of napkins. But again, buying them pre-made, I don't know how much they were. They were no more than $14.99, but they could have been as little as $6.99. And again, you could probably find these at dollar stores. As far as these go, I can't get anything cheaper than $2.50 each. But maybe you can find something that you would really like. If you tried to make it, I don't think you could make it for the price. But it doesn't have to be this. It could be an ornament. It could be, anything that just looks a little Christmassy, that is inexpensive, that dresses up the plate. And then as far as the centerpieces, you could just use brush trees. You saw those, the main one there was, I think $12.99, so not expensive, but it's a cone tree. So you could probably find those even less expensive. The other two trees were a little pricier. I believe they were $30, very worth it. But I think you could also find something very similar for even probably less than half the price. While you don't have to go with this, I can tell you right now, at Dollar Tree, They have some beautiful goblets that are Christmas goblets. Now, they're not a solid color. They may have some solid colors, but they have some that have some beautiful writing on them. So again, you can recreate this for a very, very good budget. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked it, please press that up button with your thumb. It really helps spread the word on YouTube so I get some more people. And I will link everything I can below. And if I can't find the exact item because it's old, I will link something that I think is really cute or similar. And I appreciate it when you shop my links. It does help support me at no extra cost to you. Now, what's coming up? Well, I'm going to start tree trimming Thursdays, and I have way more trees than I have weeks left before Christmas in here, and not one of them's trimmed at this moment. So this coming Thursday, we will be trimming the trees in the family room, and we'll revisit that room. And I may be bringing you some extra videos just because I am going to get behind before it's all said and done. There's just not enough days left on the calendar for me to get everything in that I want to bring you. So I hope you're up for that, and I will see you on Thursday for Tree Trimming Thursdays, and you guys make your home your happy place. Mwah!